How's it going, everyone? Good evening. This is going to be another reading by Carpo here. I like to bust out books and stuff and read various passages that I find interesting, but in this case it happens to be an album cover. And I'm reading from Papadosio, Distant Days. Sorry, not Distant Days. The song is Distant Days, but the album is Extras in a Movie. And this is my favorite album that I've come across in a really long time. The cover is beautiful. It's got some really nice drawings. Actually, you might have seen the hat that I have, the Papadosio. It's actually based on this cover right here. And inside it has like a silk liner with all these drawings that are inside here. But it's a very moving album, and it's one of the few albums that, brought tears to my eyes only knowing it for a few months. But this one song I was just listening to, I really wanted to share the lyrics as kind of a poem and read them, and I'll put a link to the song in the description, but just a second. Every time I start a video, somebody needs me. I've tried to do this a couple different videos 3 times or so today, but just whatever, start over. Anyway, Distant Days. I wonder what they'll make of us in distant days. Will they look back through the mountains of ash and industrial flames? Every moment, every hour, hiding what's inside. Life's like a brick and mortar, inscribing what we leave behind. God-awful waste. If they tried to sum up what we have done, what would they say? We turned all this green into trash, and we threw it all away. Every moment, every hour, hiding what's inside. Life's like brick and mortar, inscribing what we leave behind. Call off the waste. If we make it through this age of the fool and see distant days, our daughters and sons will see all life as one. But until that day, let's all sing love. And that's it. Not much to it, and in fact, unless you know the song and hear it, I guess that just sounds like the same old banter you hear anywhere else about, the fact that we want to leave a beautiful land for our future generations. We want to do what we can to preserve the earth and the resources, and we're just destroying everything. And it's not our fault, but it is our fault. It's not our fault as individuals or as a whole, but it is our fault as individuals and as a whole, and that's the only way I can describe it. What we have is an impasse. We have built up our society to the point where we require these resources that we have to exploit. And when we do look back on today, in the days in the future, when we're using energies that perhaps aren't as dangerous, and methods and compounds and chemicals which aren't as harmful, we'll look back and feel like idiots. And it's not our fault. It's the same thing happened with asbestos. It's the best damn stuff to put in your walls that you can imagine. Asbestos is a phenomenal insulator, but it causes cancer. Well, there's always a catch. And the more we find out about what's dangerous, the more we can hopefully pull ourselves out of this rut that we're in societally, having these sad birth pangs, and at the same time this excitement about what we've created, this industrial revolution that's come about and brought the computer age, in which we need massive factories to produce all these things that we're using. Of course we don't need them, but without them, society would decline, the population would diminish quite extensively, without trade, without ships, without polluting the way we are. And there are people that are screaming, free energy, but the truth is that if there are any free energy devices, they definitely aren't mass-produced enough to make it effective. This is my belief, is that if someone has a free energy device, or something that'll work, it will still take a long time to implement it. My fear is that many people are making claims of perpetual motion machines or various other devices that require no energy or no input. My belief is that there's no such thing as free energy, but there's such thing as utilizing magnetic fields or forces we don't understand quite yet. Point being that it doesn't matter what our pipe dream is about where we could go with this, it's about where we're at right now. And in distant days, in the future, we will have our children and their children's children look back, and I don't want to be the one that didn't make an effort. And it's very difficult because I don't know where to put my energy, so I put it into anything that moves me. And I think intuitively we know what's important and what moves us. And I think that that alone can help us pull ourselves out. And it's going to take time. And we may not see it in our generation, and I think this is why we're afraid to give in and perhaps make some decisions from our, politically and otherwise, that we have to sacrifice now in hopes that people, the right people, will preserve what we have left, whatever that may be. I'm not saying that the earth is destroyed by any means, because the earth as an organism survived much worse than us, and it will continue to. So anyway, that's my words of the day, and I'll